Hello, I'm Mike Farmer of Strategic Incentive Solutions. Thanks for stopping by. I'm excited that today we're launching our brand new series called Destination Showcase. And we came up with this series primarily because in this challenging time of COVID 19, a lot of people have been affected. Hotels have had to shutter their doors. Destination management companies and third parties have had to lay off and, in some cases, even furlough some employees. And even clients have been affected by this because they've had to postpone or, in some cases, outright cancel trips that were scheduled. And so we were trying to figure out a way that we can kind of give back to our travel community as well as help our clients. And that's what we came up with, Destination Showcase. And we're going to help our partners by sharing some of their great properties and destinations. And we're going to help our clients by educating them on things that we at Strategic think are really key to doing events at those destinations. Now, I know a lot of different places are doing webinars on a daily basis now that you could get information, but we're going to distinguish ourselves a little bit differently in, I think, three ways. One, our destination showcase is going to be shorter, so we're really looking at like 15 minutes for the destination and hotel. Two, we're going to be focusing on North American, initially anyway, North American destinations, because we do believe that as people start to travel again, they're really going to be staying closer to home and not traveling across the pond, as it were. And then three, we're going to focus on the adventure slash experiential aspect of things as it relates to groups. So with that in mind, I want to introduce to you a business partner who's now appearing on the screen, Mr. Jim Hauser. Jim is with HTV 360, and Jim has been a great asset to me in my 35 plus year career. His company does great memory videos, but they also have a lot of business solutions in terms of technology. And Jim knows that I'm not very good with technology, and I enlisted his help with this series to help us make it more appealing to the viewers. So thank you, Jim, for being a part of that. And then I guess we really can't get started without a message from a really great person, our CEO and founder of Strategic Incentive Solutions, Ms. Stephanie McVeigh. Stephanie?
Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie McVeigh, CEO and founder for Strategic Incentive Solutions, a full-service incentive marketing and event management company. First and foremost, I would like to send well wishes to you, your family, friends, and colleagues during this challenging and historic time. At SIS, we understand the challenges as it relates to planning your next incentive travel, meeting, or conference. Our team has been busy in the strategy process putting together creative solutions for our clients. We believe that now more than ever, it is critical to motivate, inspire, and engage your employees as well as your customers. Our team is ready to help support you to plan your next event, all while allowing for social distance boundaries. Let's talk. Let's engage. Let's be ready so that when this is all behind us, we're one step ahead. The most effective way to do it is to do it. Back to Mike Farmer.
Great. Thanks for that message, Stephanie. Really appreciate it. And so I guess without further ado, let's get into the showcase. And our inaugural destination is going to be in Colorado, and it's the beautiful environs of the Broadmoor. And the Broadmoor, I've had the pleasure of traveling there on several occasions, but I've never experienced all of its different assets. And as a matter of fact, in talking with Hillary List, who we're going to bring in right now. Hi, Hillary. It's great to see you. Hope you're well today. And thank you for being part of our inaugural showcase. Why don't you share with our viewers what you're going to be talking about today?
Great, Mike. Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to talk about what we have to offer here, and we're going to start with our 4 properties, starting with the Broadmoor, the Ranch at Emerald Valley, the Broadmoor Fly Fishing Camp, and Cloud Camp. So we'll go through each of those in detail, and starting here with the Broadmoor, which is our iconic destination located at the base of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado Springs. It's our longest running Forbes 5-star AAA 5-diamond resort with a variety of accommodations and restaurants to fit anyone's needs and offer anything to families, leisure travel, corporate business, or even small group business. We also offer a variety of outdoor activities for your adventure seeker, zip lining, exploring through Seven Falls Canyon, or even just a nice relaxing day at the pool or here at the spa at the Broadmoor.
Well, Hillary, I'm wondering, could you tell me a little bit about the room block? How many rooms do you have at the Broadmoor itself?
Absolutely. So we have 784 rooms total, which breaks down into a few different categories. We have 269 classic rooms, 175 superior rooms, 178 premier rooms, with 111 suites, 44 cottage rooms, and 2 brownstones located just across the street from the Broadmoor, as well as 5 rooms in our estate house, which is across from the cottages.
And do you have a partridge in the pear tree?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's a lot of rooms. So how do you handle like a smaller group? If I have a group of maybe 25 rooms or, around that, how do I not get overwhelmed at the Broadmoor?
Sure. So lucky for us, we have rooms in every building here on property. So it's nice that we can kind of isolate a group, put it into one building if we need to, whether that's staying only in the west building or only in the main building. And each building has a diet, a food and beverage outlet. It has lots of its own lobby. So it's easy to not get overwhelmed, but also it allows the opportunity for groups or guests to come and they know where their meeting space is, they know where their rooms are, because we kind of keep it all in that general area, but it also, they can explore the property. And even though it seems massive, once you're on property, it takes a short amount of time to become oriented with where everything is.
And as far as, can you maybe touch on a couple of the different areas that groups can do private theme parties that might be unique outdoor venues?
Sure. So we have, one of the, areas I talked about was Seven Falls, which is a canyon located just behind the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs. It's only about a 5-minute drive. So we have a restaurant up there, 1858, which is kind of a unique venue located at the base of the waterfall. A great location to even just have dinner or have a small meeting event. And then on property, we have several different indoor, outdoor meeting spaces, function spaces that can then be turned into themed parties. And a lot of them connect to an indoor, outdoor area. So you can be inside when it gets cooler at night, but also have access to the outdoors and make that a themed event.
Awesome. And what we haven't touched on yet at the Broadmoor are the variety of activities that they have there. Kind of, if you don't mind, kind of speak to those activities.
Absolutely. So as I mentioned too, we have zip lining. So we have 2 zip line courses, which are 5 zip lines each here on property, just up in the wilderness behind the hotel. Mm-hmm. So you'd meet down here at the hotel and we would transport you to the top of the zip line, where you would then take the course down and finish at Seven Falls. So that's a fun outdoor adventure, rock climbing, mountain biking, hiking, all done through Broadmoor Outfitters in the wilderness that's right in our backyard. We also have
I know you've got great golf there, because I've left a few golf balls scattered around the course there. So
we do. We have two golf courses, which can be very challenging, and on any day, easy to lose golf balls. That's for sure.
And I'm seeing the picture on the right there that looks like is that where the hiking trail is?
It is. So that's Garden of the Gods. So just right in our backyard, we're able to take guests and groups to Garden of the Gods and lead guided hikes, and they have opportunities to do geocaching and even some groups do team building in various locations, which has been really successful. We also own the Cog Railway, which is right now currently under renovation. They're laying down new tracks because those tracks have been around forever, but they lead you to the top of Pikes Peak, which is lucky for us, also in our backyard, and that will open in spring of next year, hopefully.
So all of these activities, are they handled through, I guess, the outfitters company, or is that through the concierge? As a meeting planner, how do I book these and coordinate these activities?
So it can be done directly through any contact at the Broadmoor. So as a meeting planner, if you're talking to me, I would then most likely, working with Broadmoor Outfitters, get you in touch with them directly, just because they're the true experts and can work with each group to see what best fits each needs for what program they're looking at. It can also be done through the concierge here at the Broadmoor. So we kind of all work under the same umbrella and as a team, and anyone has contacts with each other. So we're able to make that easy on the planner.
That's great. All right. Well, why don't we move on? What's our next adventure you're going to talk about?
Great. So next we will move into the Broadmoor Wilderness Experience, and we are going to start with the Ranch at Emerald Valley. So the Ranch at Emerald Valley is an all-inclusive destination located 9 miles from the Broadmoor, just in the backyard in the beautiful Pike National Forest. It's the perfect destination for incentive trips, corporate outings, retreats, or social gatherings. You can enjoy numerous activities that range from fly fishing on the lake, hiking, mountain biking, archery, horseback riding, or just relaxing outside on the deck, by the fire pit, or even in the hot tubs that we have there. The ranch, all your activities, food and beverage, everything is all inclusive in your room rate. So that's a little bit unique from the Broadmoor.
I've been to the Broadmoor on several occasions and have never done any of the adventure camps here, and it really looks beautiful. It's one of those things, I think people forget that you have all of this action that's here. At this particular camp, so explain the lodging. There's how many cabins?
So at the Ranch at Emerald Valley, we have 13 cabins. So they're all individual standalone cabins that you can, rent as a couple, as an individual, for groups that are coming. That's, they are the 13 cabins. So to keep in mind, those are the individual cabins. So what best fits the group needs, whether it's a couples retreat or individual corporate meeting, it would be a perfect fit.
Yeah, so really a group of 26 based on double occupancy would be the best fit for here. And then
exactly, that's kind of the sweet spot that works.
There's a shuttle service that goes from the camp to the Broadmoor if they want to go out and dine at the Broadmoor.
There is, yes. So how it works is the guests would check in, fly either to Colorado Springs Airport or the Denver International Airport. They would then come to the Broadmoor, where they would check in for the Ranch at Emerald Valley. They would then get shuttled up by our staff members to the ranch, which is about a 35-minute drive from the Broadmoor on a rural dirt road. And they would then, once they're up there, the idea is to kind of be up there, just because once you're up there, you don't want to leave. And it has kind of everything you need. But if you did want to go down to the resort, whether that was for even an afternoon to golf, for spa, to enjoy the pool, that can absolutely be done, or even have dinner down at the Broadmoor. That would be additional to your all-inclusive. That isn't included in your price. That's only what's happening at the ranch.
And then last question I have is regarding, I thought I saw somewhere where you have access to take people and actually do like a city slickers cowboy experience, go cattle rustling or something.
We do. So we partner with another ranch located just a little bit further than Emerald Valley. that does cattle drives. So they have lots of acres and tons of cattle where we can take our guests up to that ranch. It would be an additional cost, and they would go up there for the day, do a cattle drive. We would typically pack them some kind of, picnic lunch that they could bring along, and then we would bring them back down at the end. So it's great to have for guests who want more than just that horseback riding experience. They can kind of bring it to the next level and do a cattle drive, which has been very fun and popular throughout the years.
That's fantastic. All right, let's move on, because I think you have some more adventure for us, right?
We do, yes. So next we have our second wilderness property, which is the Broadmoor's Fly Fishing Camp. And the fly fishing camp is also an all-inclusive property, and it is located 75 minutes from the Broadmoor, and it is a smaller, intimate setting, great for private meetings or events, and it's located on 5 miles of private river out on the Tarryall River here in Colorado. So it has comfortable, luxurious cabins, and you get paired up with our expert fly fishermen who are wonderful for people who are just learning. If it's your first time fly fishing, or if you're an expert, they're great to have by your side. And it's one of the most beautiful places to be. You're just out there on this river catching fish, and there's no one else around you. So it's a really unique, fun experience, and the scenery is unreal. So it's a great little getaway.
What does a typical group look like? I mean, do they normally book this for like 2 nights or 3 nights, or what is a typical program?
They do. Usually it's either a weekend or kind of an extended weekend, I think is a little bit more popular, whether that's through the weekday, or usually about 3 nights just to get out here. Because when you fly to Denver, it's then about, from the Broadmoor, it's 75 minutes. So if you're flying to Colorado Springs, it's still a good drive. So they kind of want to make it a little bit extended, but once you're out there, it's absolutely worth it. And similar to the ranch at Emerald Valley, it's all inclusive. So all of your meals, all the fly fishing, your private guide, who is pretty much your private instructor, all included in that price of your cabin.
So this is really, it's almost a little bit like some of the Alaskan fishing adventures, except you don't have to get on the small plane and fly into a canyon. So it's a little bit more accessible to get in and out of. And I would imagine it's probably going to be a less expensive experience to do something at your fishing camp. So that's great. I think, a lot of our viewers are always looking for some new adventure for their groups, their smaller groups. And I think this would be perfect. So tell us what else you have.
Great. And so last but certainly not least, we have Cloud Camp, which is our third wilderness experience destination.
Wow, that looks beautiful.
Perfect. And Cloud Camp is our all-inclusive destination. It's located 3,000 feet above the Broadmoor, so sits on top of Cheyenne Mountain. You can actually see it if you're standing in the perfect spot on the golf course. You can see the roof right on top of Cheyenne Mountain. It's our largest of our 3 wilderness properties. It has varied accommodations to fit anyone's needs. There's guest rooms in the lodge, as well as individual standalone cabins. The Grand Lodge offers 360-degree views of all of Colorado Springs, as well as the Pike National Forest that sits right behind Cloud Camp. And it is the perfect destination for corporate retreats, team building, family reunions, executive getaways, and even for weddings. And they have a great range of activities that include hiking. They don't have horses, but we do have mules that came from the Grand Canyon, disc golf. There's a new pickleball court up there, as well as yoga. So lots of activities as well.
Oh, look at that rainbow. That's beautiful. So the number of units you have up there, or rooms you have up there, is how many?
We have 22 total. So 15 cabins, as well as 7 rooms located inside the lodge.
Okay. And so getting there, would guess they would then come into the Broadmoor, and then be, how do they get up to the camp?
Exactly. So it's the same as the ranch in Emerald Valley. They would arrive at the Broadmoor, check in, and then we would transport them up to Cloud Camp. So it's a similar distance, about 35 minutes. You travel through the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo and then up about 16 switchbacks to the top of Cheyenne Mountain where Cloud Camp sits.
Okay, and I would imagine the air gets a little thin up there, so somebody that's not in as great a shape as I am might not want to do the hiking. So then I just hop in my slick SUV and get taken up there.
Exactly. So there's a few different ways to get to the top for anyone who's adventurous or just wanting to get there. And you can take the transportation to the top. You can ride one of our mules about halfway to the top, or you can hike the whole way. So it's a little nice options for anyone. But certainly it sits at 9,200 feet of elevation. So
Yeah, and I remember in a previous conversation, you told me that guests of the Cloud Camp, they can come down to the Broadmoor, but guests of the Broadmoor cannot go up to the Cloud Camp, right?
Right. So it is exclusive just for the guests who are staying at Cloud Camp. Same for the fly fishing camp and the ranch in Emerald Valley. That's what, kind of makes it really special, is it's just those guests up there. Certainly they have the option to go down to the Broadmoor, but they don't get the option to go up there unless they're staying up there.
Well, that's awesome. So let me just kind of wrap things up here by asking a couple of questions, and that is in terms of, again, flying in. If I'm coming to the Broadmoor, I'm going to fly into what airport, and how long does it take me to get to the Broadmoor?
So most convenient would be the Colorado Springs Airport. It is a little bit of a smaller airport, but it does have, from kind of the major hubs, it does have direct flights or even absolutely connecting flights to Colorado Springs. And that's about a 20-minute drive from the Colorado Springs Airport to the Broadmoor. If you're coming from further destinations, there's always the Denver International Airport, which is about an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes from the Broadmoor. So it's still doable, nothing too long.
Okay. And then as far as a destination management company getting you to and from, say, Denver Airport, do you have a preferred partner that you can share with us?
Absolutely. So we work for our transportation company. We work with Gray Line Transportation, and they've been partners of the Broadmoor for many, many years. And they offer private sedans or SUV service from each of the Colorado Springs Airport or Denver Airport, as well as shuttle service. So they have a shuttle that you can schedule anything from Denver. And then we have a shuttle from Colorado Springs that runs every 30 minutes. So that's a continuous shuttle just because it is a little bit closer. So Gray Line Transportation would be the partners to work through.
Okay. And then one other question, promise, last question. I'm an avid golfer, not a good golfer, but I'm an avid golfer. What is the time of year that I can be assured that I can play golf?
So Colorado, lucky for us, Colorado weather is typically really nice. We do get some storms here in the winter. Guaranteed golfing spring, summer, and fall. We even keep some of our courses, we keep the courses open during the winter for those, February days that it could be 50, 55 degrees and sunny. So if conditions allow, you can play year round. It just would depend upon frost and snow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to play with a white golf ball in the snow, but
I know.
yeah, that'll make it
Exactly.
difficult. All right. Well, I think this is great. I think our guests are going to be surprised at all of the different activities and adventures there are at the Broadmoor. I think everybody, like me, typically thinks of the Broadmoor as the big hotel, and a great meeting place. But we don't often think about all the different adventure you have. And I really appreciate you sharing it with us. And so we'll say goodbye to you at this point. And anybody, if you would like to inquire about a group at the Broadmoor, certainly you could reach out to me, or you've got Hillary's contact information, and I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much, Hillary. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. Have a great day.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, we certainly hope you enjoyed learning more about the Broadmoor and all the various adventures that they have. They're quite unique. And if you'd like more information, like to get a proposal from them, you could reach out directly to me or directly to Hillary. I hope you have an opportunity to come there someday. Before we leave, I'd be remiss if I didn't do a shameless plug for a couple of the services that Strategic offers. One of them is a complimentary hotel sourcing and contracting solution. The important thing to note here is that we have a great deal of experience all over the world. And so if you reach out to us to look for a hotel and a destination, and or just to kind of talk about different various destinations. Again, we have a great deal of experience. We have partners all over the world, and we can tell you actually the really cool things you could do and unique things that you could do for your groups of those destinations. So it's not just about getting you a hotel rate. Yes, we do that. Yes, we're competitive. But it's simply a matter of the additional information that we can provide for you. And again, that's a complimentary service. The other thing that's important, particularly at this time, is our Just Rewards catalog. And this is unique because if you've had to cancel an incentive trip where somebody earned their way onto a trip, but now are not going to be rewarded with that trip because of COVID-19, Just Rewards might be a perfect solution for you. It allows people, you provide us with the dollar value for them, and it allows them to go on and book some unique things. Anything from a dinner in a local restaurant to going to a sporting event to doing an around the world cruise. Whatever the value is, they can book it. There's thousands of solutions, and the great thing is the pricing is guaranteed for up to 36 months. So they can go and select their adventure today and not travel for a couple of years yet. So if you'd like any information on them or any of our other services, certainly, once again, please reach out to me at Strategic Incentive Solutions. Until we meet again, until our next destination, I say be healthy, be happy, and be successful. Thank you. Take care.